Now, this is unbelievable. The FBI is after a Chinese scientist who lied on her visa application about her affiliation with a Chinese military university. Tang Juan previously denied attending a Chinese military school to FBI agents, but the FBI has gotten their hands on some new damning evidence, and she's allegedly avoiding arrest by hiding out in the Chinese consulate in San Francisco. U.S. prosecutors suspect that Tang Juan is one of many military scientists sent stateside who are told by China to hide their military background. Now, this is the latest development as tensions between China and the U.S. are at an all-time high. Just days ago, the U.S. ordered the closure of the Chinese consulate in Houston by Friday, tomorrow. We're joined by Kaaris, founder of Signal, China-Israel Global Network. So how concerning is this development to the U.S., given prosecutors' fears that Tang Juan may be just one scientist who is part of a much larger web of Chinese fugitive scientists?
Well, first of all, this is very much about the industrial espionage that the U.S. has been concerned about for a long time. The Chinese have had a very muted response. They see that it's more about a response to the U.S. diplomats' quarantine requirements coming into China. So they're definitely looking to dial it back. On the U.S. side, the question about technology and stolen technology has been around for a long time. And this is very much another piece in the larger puzzle of the global game that we've been seeing between China and the U.S., which is impacting more and more countries around the world, and certainly having a lot of effect on Israel, where we're very much in U.S.-China crosshairs due to the technology issue in and of itself.
Now, if the FBI finds that this Chinese scientist has in fact lied, what could we expect to see happen here?
Well, the U.S. will definitely seek to prosecute. We have the whole story of the daughter of the founder of Huawei going through this process in being under house arrest in Canada. So we can see this as being one of a string of these cases where the U.S. will seek to strengthen their ability to prevent China's penetration of U.S. technology in the variety of ways that U.S. has been concerned, both as students and as scientific researchers, lab workers, et cetera.
Now, what is China's motivation in sending these scientists to the U.S., with a military background?
Well, if in fact she does have a military background, overall, the Chinese have a general interest in gaining skill sets in order to advance their overall policy. China has a very unique approach. There are over 300 million educated adults ready and willing to take on the tasks that are designated by the leadership. The political system is very organized in order to direct those human resources to whatever China decides is its interest in advancing the national goals. And now the U.S. is taking on much more of an all-government approach. It's getting more organized, and it's identifying more and more areas where it sees China as a challenge, if not a threat.
All right. Well, Kaaris, thank you so much for joining us.